Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Retro, and in this video I want to take you on a tour through my collection room. It's always difficult picking a time when to make a video because there's always new stuff in, but sometimes you just gotta take the moment, and the moment is now. In this video I will show you everything from my PC collection, NES, SNES, all the way to PlayStation 3. If you have a question about an item or a question in general, feel free to post a comment or contact me in personal. I hope you enjoy watching this video as much as I enjoyed collecting it. I'm gonna do this video in order of how my room is arranged, so there's nothing chronological about it, and you might see different parts of systems all through the room. So first up is GameCube. Up here are the big box PAL GameCube games. That's a full set, by the way. This is the first bunch of GameCube games. As far as I'm concerned, my GameCube game collection is complete. There's not a PAL game I'm still looking for, and I'm not really into the NTSC games for the GameCube. Some special ones here, Ikaruga, which is really hard to find, the Zelda series, Killer 7, which is a real rarity on the GameCube. It's actually quite common on the PlayStation 2. Here's some of the Mario games. That's an NTSC game over there, the Mega Man Anniversary set. Metal Gear Solid, always a tough title. Paper Mario. Oh, there's actually one game I'm still looking for, that's Pokemon Box. That's the only one missing there. I have the full Resident Evil set, which can also be quite difficult to get hold of. And the last GameCube games, sorry for the shade, but it's all the way down here. And that's Tales of Symphonia there indeed. So next up are some sealed PlayStation Portable games. These are all special edition sets. Tactics Ogre, Lords of Arcana, Final Fantasy, the Persona set. These aren't sealed, by the way. Some more sealed stuff over here. And then we have NTSC PlayStation 1. This is Tales of Destiny 2, Ogre Battle. Let's see if there's something special here. Brigandine. Final Fantasy Tactics, by far the best strategy RPG ever. Hoshigami. Tales of Destiny Part 1. Valkyrie Profile, Vanguard Bandits, Xenogears. Still have to play that. Then we're up to my NTSC PlayStation 2 collection. The Dodge Hack GUI series, GU series. These are all RPGs basically, except for the Mega Man game. Xenosaga, Tales of the Abyss, Tales of Legendia. Infamous RPGs that did not get a European release. Then my Wii games. I do have the Mario games, Donkey Kong, Kirby, etc., but those are all at my girlfriend's house. I hardly ever play my Wii, and she likes those games. There's nothing really special in here as far as I know. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, really great fighter. One of my favorite fighting games. Then we're up to Xbox, the original Xbox. Conquer Live and Reloaded, great remake of the original Conquer for the N64. Of course, Halo. I don't like the game, but it's a definite must-have. Ninja Gaiden, great game. If you can finish that, you're a hero in my book. So that was the first part of my collection. Before we get to my NES collection, I want to give you an overview of the cabinet I have them in. As you can see, I have an official World of Nintendo cabinet, and that's one of the highlights of my collection. I'm really happy with that. On the top you have Uncharted Drake's Deception Explorers Edition and a Resident Evil 4 controller. And then there's the cabinet full of NES games, all boxed and complete. And below there's some NES peripherals, etc. But we'll get to that later. So let's start up top with the black box games. These are all PAL again. And for the black box games, most of these are hole coated. And hole coated means they're the Dutch release, which is special for Dutch collectors. One of those Duck Hunts is actually still sealed. The problem is with these glasses that I need to move them to the side for the glare. As you can see there, Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt box, which is of course a reproduction. That game never was released with a box. Volleyball, which is definitely one of the hardest to find black box games. Finding a nice copy of that game is near impossible. After 5 years of collecting, I've never found a nice copy. This one is pretty banged up. Some small box games only got released in Europe. I have some more later on. Silver box games. Some more small box stuff. And then we get with the alphabetical part. Aussie Rules Footy, Pol A only game. Same goes for Battletoads vs Double Dragon on the NES. Castlevania set, Chippendales 1 and 2. 2 being the hard to find one. Double Dragon. Sorry for the noise by the way, but else the glare is too much if I keep the windows in front. New Ghostbusters, also a European only game. The Lolo set, Maniac Mansion, and there the Mega Man start. This is twice the same Mega Man, but these are European variants. So one of these has a hang tab and one of these doesn't have a hang tab. And they're both in so absolutely mint condition that I couldn't get it over my heart to sell one of them. Mega Man 4 has a NTSC version as well. This is the NTSC version. Same goes for Mega Man 5. Mega Man 6 only got released in America, so that doesn't have a PAL release. Probotector 1 and 2, also known as the European versions of Contra, and Super C. And then the last bunch. Star Wars 2 there, The Empire Strikes Back, really hard to find game. Still looking for the manual to complete my copy. Dragon Ball, one of my latest purchases. Action in New York, also a game I got recently. So those are the normal NES games, and down below I have some boxed peripherals. 2 Zappers, Controller, Max, Fitness Center and Family Fun Fitness. And this is a big box stack up, totally complete. Big box Gyromite, 100% complete, or Gyromite. And big box Rob, or just a single box Rob. And these are all hole coated, so these all have the Dutch version. And as far as I know, and as far as I've heard from any other collector, this is the only complete Rob set, hull Rob set in the world. So I'm the only collector that has this, and I'm really proud of this, because this is definitely the pinnacle of my collection. Really happy with that. Down here there's some NES variants, but I'll show you more of those later, because I have like 10-20 of those. Deluxe set, which came with the Rob Robot, another Zapper variant, and some controllers. So that was the NES part over here. There's more NES stuff, but we'll get to that later. PlayStation 1. Again, I'll show you the overview first, some stuff up there. Then an official store cabinet for PlayStation, which I'm also really happy with. And it's totally full. It's knocked out, filled up to the brim, because I got a lot of PlayStation games outside of the cabinet. I actually need another one of these, but finding one is quite hard, as you can imagine. Some special editions up there, and then over here there are the rare or special games. Team Buddies, Haberica Popoito, Tombi, infamous game, Kula World, Suikoden 1 and 2, Castlevania, both variants. This is actually the one that's worth most, because this is the limited edition, comes with an extra booklet, extra CD, etc. But this one is by far the rarest. This is the later released non-special edition. This one is definitely harder to find than this one. Up here is one of the rarest PlayStation 1 games, Grand Theft Auto double feature. Only got released in Australia and New Zealand, and finding this one is a bitch. It's incredible that a GTA game is that rare, but trust me, this is one of the top 5 rares on the PlayStation European format. Some more RPGs and rare games. Marvel vs. Capcom over there, Rapid Reload. These are 3 commemorative discs, and these got released to celebrate a certain event in the PlayStation life cycle. For instance, this one marks the 100 million PlayStation disc printed. 7 of these got released, and I have 6. I'll show you the other ones later. This one actually got released for an event in Athens. This is Rapid Racer, which got released for, I believe, 50 million discs, and there's a bunch more. Some more stuff. some rare stuff. And then in the end here, another incredibly rare game. Blue's Clues, the big musical. This is also New Zealand, Australia only game. It's in a small box, so a normal CD case, and that's the good box for it, so it doesn't come in a normal PAL box. And finding this one took me over a year and a half. It's incredibly rare. So then we get to the bulk of the games. I'm gonna go through these not too fast but not too slow either, else we're here for another 10 hours. Like I said before, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the YouTube comments or send me a message on PlayStationCollecting.com or any of the other forums I'm active at. For the PlayStation 1 there are still about, I think, 5 to 10 games I'm looking for. I'm not going for a complete set because there's so much junk out there. I'm just going for a set of all the rare, all the good, all the obscure, all the special games, etc. Up here there's a bunch of special editions, of which Wipeout 3 with the memory card is by far the rarest. That's only the second or third I've ever seen. Also some variants. You can see this is Metal Gear set with the vertical box, and this is the horizontal box version. Some more games. Crash Bandicoot series, of course. Pretty much everything you can think of on the PlayStation, I have it. Not to brag, but this is where I put a lot of energy in. So I'm basically done with PlayStation. But there are still many limited editions and press kits I'm looking for. Hope I'm not going too fast for you to read the titles. These are all big box games or double jewel case games. Some really rare ones, some really common ones, but I just want to have all the big box games, the double jewel games. These are all the small box, no, that's the next part. These are just some more regular games. Tomb Raider set over there. These are all small box games, and as you can see the difference, the top of these boxes are different than the top of the normal PlayStation 1 boxes. These are a bit smaller. And some of these are really early releases which are quite hard to find. For instance, Real Bout Fatal Fury is incredibly difficult to find. Same goes for Samurai Showdown 3. King of Fighters 95, also a really tough title. Twisted Metal game. Both Twisted Metal games on the PlayStation 1 in PAL format are really hard to find. Over here there's some official rental games. I'll show you the back of these. Rental games are easy to spot because they're always cut up and in plastic boxes, etc. But these are official rentals who have the manual on the back and no manual in the game. And the disc also looks different. See, it says official rental copy. Rental only. I have about 5 or 6 of these. But pretty much every game could have one of those versions. These white spines are all double games, have multiple games on the disc, or multiple discs. Then the bottom pile. Z, really cool RTS game. Taxi 2, quite a rare French game. And those are all Street Fighter games in the end. So that was the last games that fit in my cabinet over here. And when the cabinet was full, I started on the side. But this pile is too high, so I had to stop because it will fall over if I keep adding more games. As you can see, wobbling when I touched it. Don't want to put more games in there. I of course have a administration of what games I have, because if I buy new stuff it's so easy to buy doubles. I remember 99% of what I have, but still make some errors once in a while and end up with a double game. For instance, this one, the Disney game, I have that multiple times as far as I know. Some fighting games, X-Men games, Darkstalkers, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom, you already saw that one. Rogue Trip, also quite hard to find game. And we're almost at the bottom. So that was the second pile. Next up is PlayStation 2. Let's give you an overview first before we get down to the titles. And it goes all the way down, and another pile to the side there. Up here are all special editions, all steel books, tin versions, whatever, cardboard versions. Same goes for this part. Some of these are really hard to find, some are quite common. More big boxes. Silent Hill collection, PAL only, really hard to find game. Then some really special PlayStation 2 games. Fire Pro Wrestling Returns, one of the rarest games. Hardware Online Arena, this is a commemorative disc as well. As you can see over here. Where is it? There it is. Let's get some focus. There you can see it's a million seller disc to commemorate something. And there's a limited edition number. Same goes for the Getaway. Space Channel 5 Part 2 is really rare. Same goes for Soul Nomad, Ocean Commander, Wild Arms 5, the special edition, so this is with the cardboard box. Took me incredibly long to find. It's only released in French. And there's Zombie Hunters 2, one of my latest purchases. Also an incredibly hard to find game. The Dot Hack series, complete. Art Tonalico 1 and 2, two really tough RPG titles. LA Iris, Blood Roar 3 and 4, Bloody Roar I mean. Buzz games, really cool games. I love them. Same goes for SingStar, great party titles. Really love playing those with friends. Dancing stage games, I actually have one of those metal dance pads. Got that for free, so I had to buy some games with that. And it's quite fun. Really tires you out. Devil May Cry series. Devil Summoner, one of the tougher to find RPG titles. Same goes for Digimon World 4. Dragon Ball, I'm still missing Dragon Ball Budokai 2. Keep forgetting which Dragon Ball Z I'm missing. Fatal Fury Battle Archives, also a game you don't see often, at least not around here. Giga Wing Generation, also quite hard to find shoot 'em up title. Gradius 4, 3, 4 and 5, also have a sealed copy of 5. Basically all these games are either good games, rare games, or expensive games, or obscure games. So those are my criteria. For instance, Half-Life is a good game, Hanuman is an obscure game because that's an India only game, Harvest Fishing is quite rare, Harvest Moon is quite rare, Haunting Ground is a good game, etc, etc. Also collect all RPGs, by the way. King of Fighting series, King of Fighters, I mean, some of those are difficult to find, especially over here in the Netherlands. Mega Man X7, X8, X Command Mission. I have a complete Mega Man X series, but one of them is in X rental state, but you can guess which one that is, or just try to guess which one that is. We'll get to that eventually. Okami, one of my favorite Zelda-like games. Persona series. Project Zero, 1, 2, and 3, also known as Fatal Frame in the United States. Some more RPGs over here. Then we get to a pile which is blocking the view. Let's move that over. Shadow Hearts 1, 2, and 3. Shaman King, also very hard to find title in the English format. So let's get this pile done first before it drops down. There's Zombie Hunters 1. Wizardry was one of the last RPGs I was looking for. Devil May Cry with a slipcase. One Piece Grand Adventure. Then the last bunch over here, Shin Megami Tensei series, Silent Hill series, a whole bunch of SingStar games. Like I said, I really like the SingStar games, and the ones in the back there, Soul Calibur, Soul Reaver, Space Channel, Splatter Master. So that was the PlayStation 2 cabinet.